Are you wondering if you're psychic? How do you know if you are psychic? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you some of the things that you may be witnessing right now or experiencing, which will tell you that you are psychic. If you don't already know me, I am Ev Zervudakis, founder of Holistic Healing Astrology, where we talk about metaphysics, astrology, and everything woo-woo. So let's start with, have you had dreams and they came true? Those are premonition dreams. That means you're psychic. Do you get a gut feeling and you're always spot on? That means you're psychic. Have you ever had this just knowingness that this was going to happen, or that idea in your head about the person's personality or what their motives were like was true? That means you're psychic. Or you have a lot of synchronicities where angel numbers like 1111 are showing up for you. That means you're psychic. So psychic abilities, I believe, are in everyone. We all have psychic abilities. The problem, I believe, is that we don't know that we're psychic. So, I mean, I was psychic from probably the time I was born, but I was exhibiting some psychic behavior as young as like 3 or 4 years old. I didn't know it. I didn't have a mentor. I wasn't really guided by anybody. So it wasn't until later on in life that I was putting things together and I said, wait, I think I'm a psychic. And besides that, I found out even later than that I'm a medium on top of it. Now, does that mean I talk to dead people? I don't talk to dead people the way you and I are talking right now, but I do have a knowingness and an understanding where I can communicate with the other side. Okay, so let's stay on task and we're going to talk about, are you psychic? So have you experienced these things that are kind of beyond coincidence? And in my world, I don't believe there is a coincidence. I feel every single thing that happens to us is for a reason, a purpose. It's the other side nudging us and trying to get our attention. Okay? And if you have any questions on anything that I say, please put them in the comments below and I will answer them, I promise you. And if you have something urgent and you need to text me, 757-513-7771. More than happy to help you out. Perhaps you knew that someone was calling on the other line. You go, oh, that's so-and-so, but you knew it. That's another reason. So maybe you were driving down the road and you go, oh, I don't feel like going that way. I'll go the other way. But your rational mind says, it's 5-10 minutes out of the way. What are you, crazy? But you were almost compelled. You had this urge, this urgency, this obsession almost. I'm going down that way, whether it makes sense or not. Now, sometimes you talk yourself out of it, the rational mind, start overthinking it, and then you get stuck in this horrendous traffic jam, or there was a mass shooting, or you were in harm's way, things like that. So start paying attention, okay? And let me know if you've had one of these experiences, because people are elevating to a higher level of consciousness right now due to the planets and stuff. That's another video. But we are all experiencing more communication at a higher level, like telepathy, which I will talk about at another video itself, because this is a way to communicate without even speaking. And I believe that's how any extraterrestrials or aliens, whatever you want to call them, spirit guides, God, the universe, that's how it works. Mental telepathy. They go straight into your mind. So There are 7 indicators, by the way, that you might have psychic abilities. Number 1, a strong intuition. So that's that gut feeling, where you just have a knowingness and you're like, ooh, I don't feel good. Sometimes people get even nauseated just by walking into a space. Some people call themselves empaths, but you could be an empath, but it's really your psychic abilities and that strong intuition. So learning to harness that will help you control and not be controlled by other people because you're in control of your own self. Okay. Number 2, vivid dreams. A lot of these vivid dreams are something to warn you about, something coming up. And the best dream interpreter is you. How do you dream interpret? Start journaling your dreams. I know it's very difficult because when you're in that paralyzed dream state, it's hard to grab a pencil and, a notebook and write the stuff down. But the less you move, the better recall you'll have on the dream. So it takes some practice. But even if you put the intention out there with the creator, whoever, that I am going to dream this evening and I'm going to remember it and I'll have the wherewithal to write it down and journal it. Because your intentions always rule, always. So having great intentions is super important. Number 3, empathy beyond normal. And a lot of the empaths will have that. Like they're super empathic, or they just have this feeling like, oh, I want to help them. I want to rescue them. I want to save them. So you have to be careful with that one because if you don't want to be saved and you're trying to save someone, you could hurt yourself as far as it could be exhausting. So choose your battles. All righty. The other one is the unexplainable knowing. Unexplainable knowing is called claircognizance, and that's a very common psychic trait. And it's this instant understanding. Some people call it head tapping, where you can tell people's intentions, but there's no logic behind it. None of this is logical. And scientists will say, well, there's no science behind it. And but now we're finding that the science and spirituality is merging because we have the quantum world and every other new thing that's coming down the pike. We have AI. It's getting really interesting in this time. So we also have a heightened sensitivity. You could get goosebumps. Now, people call it body washing, but it's tingling. It's like you get the chills, goosebumps, whatever you want to call it. But when you do get these sensations, it's your guardian angel, your spirit guide. I like to work with the spirit of truth, only work with the spirit of truth. If you don't differentiate, then you could be tangling with a mischievous or dark spirit, which you don't want because you'll have some extra lessons to learn. So the best thing to do is be safe, like red means stop, green means go, and yellow means caution. So be safe and make sure you open yourself up to the spirit of truth. Okay? And then you'll get nothing but the truth. It's that simple. So also, you could have some seeing or a sensing energy, but some people literally see. I would have visions, but it was more on the imaginary visions, like you could call it a visionary. So I would see things that are going to happen in the future. Like I had a knowingness and a vision of the future. Because in my mind, I think it's logical. Well, if this is happening and that's happening, well, this is bound to happen. What I found was interesting was not everybody else was seeing that. And that was a little frustrating. And even now, I could make some predictions of what I feel is going to happen in America, around the world, based on my vision. And I try to keep it positive. But I used to have almost like this obsession and nightmarish type energy attached to what would happen if, and this was years ago, 5 years ago, what would happen if everything crashes and we can't use our credit card for a day? I mean, it'd be pandemonium. Now people are talking about that. But I don't like to put that negativity out there, because if enough people witness this expression of my concerns, then we can make that happen. So I don't want any part of that. But some things are bound to happen because it's cyclical, it's revolutionary, it's an awakening. So that's why we choose our battles, and we also choose what we control. You can control how you react to things, and that's about it. So the less you react, the better life will be. So just pause next time that you want to react, because you may be overreacting, or you might avoid a potential blow up. You see? So if you've ever seen auras, colors, or lights around people or objects, then, or sense a presence in the room, you might have psychic abilities. You probably do. So these are signs of clairvoyance and clear seeing. But these synchronicities, I believe, happen to everybody. We miss them. We miss the synchronicities, and we don't understand that, oh, this is psychic abilities, unless your parents knew that you were psychic and they talked about it, so you have this awareness. So what to do next? If you resonate with several of these signs, then you might indeed be psychic, and you could just develop the psychic muscle, because the more you practice your psychic abilities, or even just being aware of them, the stronger they're going to get. That's your warning. And you're going to have more videos on these topics as we go along. I thank you again for your time. I try to keep all the videos within 15 minutes, except for the forecasts, because there's a lot of information going on out there, especially with these planets. So see you next time, and let me know if you have any questions. Please share and like. Till next time, all my love.